Chapter 22. Day 7. Lana and Adelmo both got up just like any other day, feeling confused just like all the other dreams they had been having. Lana awoke to a hazy morning light, the world still draped in shadows. Unaware of the untimely hour, she slipped into her eclectic ensemble of a red flowery spaghetti-strapped tank top with cascading ruffles at the hem and a carefree black maxi skirt, a testament to her desire for effortless comfort amidst the chaos of the day ahead. She made her way over to the bookstore, just like any other day. She noticed not many people were up or even on the road. She was feeling confused and looked at the time and saw that it was the middle of the night. She thought to herself, "Why did I get up so early?" She turned around and went back home, lying back down hoping to sleep again. But she knew she wouldn't be able to get any more sleep. She will at least try until time passes to where she can go open up the shop. As for Adelmo, he got up and tried to figure out what was going on and continued figuring out more about these living dead things. He felt confused about what happened last night. I wonder if it was all over. He continued to take advantage of being there and checked out the rest of the scenery. Adelmo went out the door hoping the living dead were still not moving. He didn't see anything. None of them were lying where he last saw them. Before he went back inside, he noticed how dark the clouds were and that it looked like it might rain. He then went back inside and turned on the television, hoping he could get a grasp on what was going on with the news. They were shown in the towns impacted by the cloud of death. They displayed numerous stacks of bodies, piled up high to the maximum height possible. The sight of these stacked bodies was a grim reminder of the devastating impact of the tragedy on the community. Adelmo thought to himself, it had to be a fluke, but maybe they really are dead. He figured it would be safe to travel out of town, but decides to take a train to Frankfurt. He grabbed a quick bite to eat at the local restaurant. He ordered, "I will have the farmer's breakfast." That looked good, he thought to himself. When it finally came, he was shocked at how much food had come out to the table. He made a comment, "Wow, that is a lot of food." The waitress replied, "Well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We believe filling your stomach with a wholesome meal will start you off on the right foot to conquer the day properly." Interesting. Well, thank you. He didn't realize how important breakfast was to the Germans. He tried to finish off his plate, so he didn't waste any food, but it was just too much. He decided to take the rest of it back to his hotel room and left it there in the little refrigerator for him to eat later. He then made his way to the train station, bought his ticket, and boarded the train. He grabbed a seat and settled himself in for the trip. He thought to himself, "Man, I am sure stuffed from that meal." The train started moving on its way, accelerating up to the proper speed. The train passed through each town, making its way to Frankfurt. Adelmo noticed out the window that the clouds started thinning, turning into a bright and sunny day. The sun started beaming through the windows. Adelmo heard a scream in the distance, sounding like it was coming from the train car ahead of his. Adelmo's heart started speeding up. He jumps to his feet out of pure instinct, dashing to the car in front. Meanwhile, Lana was lying in bed relaxing, trying to get some more sleep. Her heart began to start racing and started breathing heavily, clenching her chest. She knew something was wrong with Adelmo. She pleaded to herself, "Please, Adelmo, please be safe. I hope everything is going to be okay." As Adelmo cautiously turned the doorknob, little did he expect the spine-chilling sight that awaited him on the other side. To his utter astonishment, his eyes widened in horror as he beheld a ghastly scene unfolding before him. Aboard the vessel, a grotesque zombie was feasting upon the flesh of an unfortunate passenger, its ravenous appetite evident in the gruesome display. The air grew heavy with a mix of fear and revulsion as Adelmo's heart raced, grappling with the surreal nightmare that had suddenly become his reality. Adelmo was confused but looked around quickly, trying to figure out what he could use to kill this damn thing before it harmed anyone else. Then he noticed a loose rail, and he started kicking at it, trying to break it off. Finally, after the fifth kick, the bar broke free, falling to the ground. Adelmo grabbed the bar from the ground and approached the zombie. He got close enough that he could reach it and started swinging at its head, bashing it in until the skull broke into pieces, killing it. Adelmo knew it was dead, but was pissed that these things were still roaming. He jabbed the end of the rail into the head, smashing it. In the distance, Adelmo heard another scream. He thought to himself, "Are you serious?" He hoped to be able to have a day that was at least somewhat relaxing. He pulled the bar out of the zombie's head. He rushed to the next car and saw there were two this time. Adelmo throws the bar like a javelin, plunging it into the skull of the zombie. The second one looked over at Adelmo and started to dash toward him. Adelmo put his hands on the back ends of the seats, thrusting him up high enough at the right time to kick the zombie's head, knocking it to the floor. Adelmo landed onto the ground and jumped, raising his foot high, stomping it to the ground on impact. It was like he was squishing a bug, the blood splattering from it with every stomp. Adelmo sat at the nearest bench trying to relieve himself, hoping those were the last he had to deal with.